Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zhang here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked where I climb the online VGC 20 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. Like I mentioned yesterday, I wanted to try out a brand new team, and this team is built by a player called Tutpup who was able to win the 6 Galar Weekly, I think like 2 weekends ago or so. It's got some really cool stuff like Vanilluxe and Cinderace. Both of those are Pokemon we haven't tried out yet, so I'm really excited to feature it. Of course, it is a rental code team, so if you want to try it out, feel free to look at the code up there. It's also in the description below, as well as a showdown export. Also, give Tutpup a follow on Twitter and Twitch. He is kind of a newer content creator in terms of VGC, but he has really impressed me earlier on, and this is a super cool team, so I expect to see a lot more of him in the future, and thanks to him for providing the team. One of the reasons I also wanted to highlight this team was because Vanilluxe was actually used a lot today over at the first major European regional championships for the VGC 20 format. If you did not catch the live stream of that, it's archived at twitch.tv/victoryroad, and they're actually going to be streaming the top 16 tomorrow, early Sunday. So if you are interested in that, yeah, check out the links in the description below. Everything you'll need is down there. But we saw Vanilluxe a bunch on stream, and it was definitely a Pokemon that intrigued me, so I wanted to try out this team because it is basically the first team that I've really seen out there that features Vanilluxe. So, you know, it's got, like I said, some really cool stuff. We've used stuff like, you know, Strength Sap Jellicent, AV Conkeldurr, but here we have like a super offensive Life Orb Duraludon. We've got the Pixie Plate Whimsicott, which is interesting because Vanilluxe wants to focus Sash. So kind of like an offensive Whimsicott that can also protect a team with Safeguard. And then Wide Lens Cinderace, which allows it to pretty much connect with, you know, like High Jump Kick, for example, pretty much almost always. So, definitely some Pokemon that we haven't featured at all. We haven't really gone up against them either, so really excited to just see how it plays out. We also passed 97,000 subscribers last night, which is super awesome. It's always been a dream of mine to hit 100K, and we're less than 3K away from that now. So thank you to everyone for continuing to watch these videos, for all the subscribers that have been tuning in, and to all the new people that have joined the channel as well. Thank you guys very much, and let's finally get into today's episode. Alright, we're going to find our first opponent of the day. We're currently just under the top 100 after not playing from yesterday, so let's see if we can break back into it. It's my first time playing with this team, so I expect to be a little bit rusty for the first couple of games, but we'll see how things go. As always, if you guys enjoy Road to Rank, please show support by leaving a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. And we are up against one heck of a team here. Grimmsnarl, the Vileplume, and the Ninetales. Toxtricity, which we've barely gone up against at all this year. Dracovish, and Braviary, so this is definitely not your standard team. Let's see. Dracovish is always a major threat. We both have Tailwind. I've got to worry about the combination of like Vileplume and Ninetales here, actually, hilariously enough. And I'm sad because like it is more difficult for Vanilluxe to come out immediately here because of the fact my opponent does have Sun, which means it's harder to set up Aurora Veil. But we could potentially take advantage of our opponent's Sun by bringing the Cinderace, so this might be a good opportunity to actually feature Cinderace. So let's see. I like leading Whimsicott. Like I have a lot of heavy offense, honestly, to beat our opponent. And my opponent doesn't have priority Tailwind, so I mean, I could go like Whimsicott Duraludon to start off and clean up with Cinderace. And maybe Conkeldurr. I really want to feature Vanilluxe as well, but I'm not sure this is the best game to do so. Yeah, I think Conkeldurr is a good fourth. So by going Whimsicott Duraludon, like I could potentially just Tailwind, Dynamax, and knock out the Braviary. Otherwise, I could just protect Tailwind turn 1, and because this is not sashed Vanilluxe, or sorry, sashed Whimsicott, it would give us a free switch it into Cinderace. The main thing here is that it's easier for me to set up Tailwind relative to my opponent, and my opponent's team is pretty speedy as well. Although I guess I'd have to worry about something like Grimmsnarl Braviary, as my opponent leads that. The reason I have to worry about this is for the potential fake out into Whimsicott and like Brave Bird. But I suppose if you do that, I can just Dynamax Duraludon and KO your Braviary. And that's actually not a bad trade. I could also protect Whimsicott here turn 1 if I'm expecting fake out to go into that slot. I actually kind of like protecting here, honestly. Yeah, I kind of like protecting, Dynamaxing. We don't have Electric, unfortunately, so we'd have to Steel Spike. Alright, let's go for that. If my opponent does fake out and Dynamax's Braviary, that's going to be really good. And that is a Braviary Dynamax, okay. And if they don't fake out, that's fine, whatever. Next turn I can just Tailwind anyway. And we will have the speed advantage, so this isn't bad. What I'm expecting was a fake out max airstream into the Whimsicott. So that's what I'm hoping to see. Because obviously most Whimsicots don't really carry Protect, which is why when you do run it, it really can screw your opponent over. So if we had Max Lightning, I probably would have gone for it, but I mean, getting a defense boost here is pretty good as well. Still gonna have to watch out for like the Ninetales in the back for my opponent, but I think I'm alright seeing Braviary Dynamax here. Cinderace actually could be really helpful for us in the late game as well. So let's see. Show me fake out Airstream into Whimsicott. That would make me very happy. Yeah, nice. Surely it's, I mean, it could be a Max Knuckle as well, but yeah, like, Airstream always makes sense. So perfect, that's exactly what I was hoping for. Still does so much damage there through Protect, but that's fine. It's kind of funny, we do have the Pixie Plate here at Whimsicott, so we could even potentially just go for Moonblast, but I think Tailwind is always the better play. I wonder if a Tailwind and a Steel Spike knocks out this Braviary. Potentially, although it probably has Citrus Berry here. If it's not Citrus, then it's going to be Lum most of the time. Let's see. No Berry. That's interesting. We're definitely Tailwinding here with Whimsicott. Wormwind does do slightly more, so that might knock out Braviary even through a Reflect. Or sorry, a Light Screen. Okay, we've got Cinderace and Conkeldurr in the back. I do think if we knock out Braviary, we're just in a really, really good spot. Yeah, I think I'm just going to Tailwind here. I guess I have to worry about Thunder Wave into Duraludon, but you're not knocking me out with the defense boost anyway. And I think I'm just going to try to Max Wormwind to knock out Braviary here. I think that might KO even through Light Screen. The Grimmsnarl switches out, which is even better, actually. Into Ninetales, okay. This is great. I guess the problem here is if Braviary protects, I'm going to give it a Defiant boost. But then we can just knock it out next turn anyway. And it doesn't protect, so we should be good here. Alright. Here's Duraludon coming out. That should get the knockout. Yep. Yeah, so the only reason I went for the Wormwind there was because Grimmsnarl can obviously go for a Light Screen there. If it does, I'd rather just play it safe. So we know my opponent has Ninetales and the Grimmsnarl. Neither of those really threaten the Conkeldurr and the Cinderace in the back. So Cinderace actually could be a nice late game sweeper for us, which is kind of cool to say. I wanted to lead with that as well, but I thought Duraludon was just like a little bit more consistent for the most part against what my opponent had. So Grimmsnarl comes back out, that's fine. You can't fake out the Duraludon. Just worried about Thunder Wave, Heat Wave. But I feel like if you had Thunder Wave, you should have probably gone for it last turn. I think I'll just play it safe here and protect Whimsicott. And we still have 2 turns of Tailwind, or 3 turns of Tailwind, but Ninetales is often sashed, so by protecting here, we can just KO Ninetales next turn with the Moonblast. See, who do I have again? Conkeldurr and Cinderace in the back. So I'm not really worried about Grimmsnarl here. So let's just protect and Max Wormwind the Ninetales. Yeah, we've got the speed advantage right now, so this is like a relatively safe play. The worst case is Grimmsnarl Thunder Waving us and then getting fully paralyzed. Ninetales is going to protect, okay. That's fine. We'll still do damage through protect. The key question is if there's the Thunder Wave coming out, but no, it's fake out protect, okay. Yeah, I think the turn 1 play just put us up in a huge advantage. Which is why, like, protect can be a really, really good attack if you're running Whimsicott. For certain teams, like, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay, so nice. So you've got multiple turns of Tailwind left. I think, yeah, our Dynamax ends here, but that's fine. Like, we can just Moonblast Draco now. Yeah. My opponent still hasn't gone for a Thunder Wave, but which makes me wonder if they are carrying it. But it's just a Sucker Punch coming out. That should not KO us, no. This is also Pixie Plate boosted Moonblast. Let's see how much this does against Duraludon or Grimmsnarl. That just, is that sashed? Oh, wow. So it's not Light Clay. Interesting. And Draco Meteor connects. Great. That should be the game, I think. We've really just overwhelmed our opponent with offense in this game. I'm kind of sad. I really wanted to bring Vanilluxe, and I didn't even end up bringing Cinderace. But maybe Cinderace will make a late game appearance. I do think this was probably the best duo to go for, though. Like, leading Vanilluxe isn't great because they can just switch into Ninetales turn 1. So, I mean, Vanilluxe is a really great Pokemon. You just have to be careful about how you approach it when you're up against a you know, Pokemon that have weather. So Vileplume comes out. This is the beauty of this Whimsicott. It actually has Safeguard as well, so Priority Safeguard protects us from pretty much everything. So we can just Safeguard Flash Cannon, and then Cinderace will take care of the Vileplume in the late game. So, yeah. You know, part of this team is kind of like, it's not, I wouldn't say hyper offense, because you have some bulky Pokemon like the Jellicent. Conkeldur's kind of bulky as well, but you basically support some Pokemon really well, as, you know, Whimsicott supports the Duraludon really well, but then you've also got the Vanilluxe, which can set up screens, and setting up both screens in one turn is obviously a really nice option. Yeah, so this duo kind of really just was able to blow through my opponent's team. I think what could have been scary was potentially Vileplume and Ninetales from the start, but then I think what I would do there is just protect Tailwind turn 1, bring out Vanilluxe, Dynamax, Aurora Veil, and then just sweep through with Duraludon at that point. Or even just Blizzard. So that's why I still wanted to bring Vanilluxe into this match. We didn't end up using it, but it offered a lot, basically. And Vileplume is, like, Vileplume and Grimmsnarl are both, like, relatively passive Pokemon. They're not really doing too much damage, so in this game, like, you know, my opponent only had, like, 2 main hitters, and the Ninetales wasn't able to do anything because it was pretty far on. We had Tailwind up, which is why I was prioritizing Tailwind so much in this game. I actually wish I looked at the Grimmsnarl set, because Focus Sash is certainly interesting. I think one set that's probably a little underused is, like, offensive Grimmsnarl, where you can catch your opponent off guard, running stuff like Play Rough, for example. Because Grimmsnarl's base attack is really high, so you can actually, you know, put in a lot of work with that. But we're going to find our next opponent. They're pretty high up on the ladder as well. I really want to bring... it's more weather. But against Tyranitar, we could theoretically actually bring Vanilluxe. I really would like to set up Aurora Veil. So my opponent's got, like, a relatively standard team, but Gothitel's thrown onto there, which is definitely a neat option. I think Cinderace is actually going to be really great for us here. Because it can outspeed, it can potentially Dynamax and one-shot the Conkeldurr, or sorry, the Excadrill and the Tyranitar. So I'm going to bring Cinderace. I think I definitely want Conkeldurr. Whimsicott is interesting so that I can basically just set up a Tailwind. But what I'm worried about is, like, Gyarados Gothitelle being trapped in is not fun. I want Vanilluxe for that option. It's just hard to switch into it. We're running out of time, too. This is tough. I don't like Jellicent too much here. Like, the trap is really what I'm afraid of, right? I'll go Whimsicott, Cinderace. I think Conkeldurr is pretty much a must-bring against this kind of team. The thing about Vanilluxe, it is harder to bring because Gothitelle could trap us in. But I think I'm still going to give it a shot here because it allows us to outspeed Tyranitar and Excadrill. Or really just Excadrill with Cinderace if we control the weather. The thing is, I think Duraludon's actually a really great Pokemon in this matchup as well. But if it gets trapped in against Gothitelle and, like, my opponent has Excadrill, I just get one shot basically. So the Gothitelle here is what's really scaring me. And this way I get to feature both Cinderace and Vanilluxe. So let's see how this game goes. Yeah. That last game was, like, if we didn't have Protect on Whimsicott, it would have gone completely differently. And it is Gothitelle Excadrill, okay. So this is actually pretty great. The fear is that my opponent could just, like, predict me and just go for a Protect Trick Room turn 1. So this is scary because my opponent, like, can also just switch into Tyranitar, but that's not really an optimal play. You know what I could do, actually? I could Moonblast Gothitelle, Dynamax, and Max Darkness. I don't know if that would KO. I would think it would, but if it has Colbur Berry, it won't. My other play is just doubling up into Excadrill. I'm also worried about Weakness Policy Excadrill here. I think I'm actually going to go for the double up here into Goth. Because I feel like Goth probably feels like it's pretty safe. But if it's switching into Tyranitar, we could have just Tailwinded. And Pyro Balled the Excadrill. I just really thought that was, like, such a risky play from my opponent's end. Okay. Yeah. Like, the whole thing is if I just Tailwind and and then I can just Pyro Ball the Excadrill. I guess if it's Sash Excadrill, this could make sense, but I don't know. Like, what I was worried there is if I just double up into if I Tailwind and target Excadrill, Excadrill protects and Gothitelle protects, then I just instantly lose the game. Here, at least, like, I still have a chance. But, I mean, yeah, I feel like based off these leads, whoever called turn 1 correctly was just going to have a huge lead. So, that's frustrating. But I guess, no, I mean, I also have to worry about Fake Out from Goth, but that really wasn't too much of a problem. Maybe the Excadrill targets. Okay, yeah, so it actually ends up Steel Spiking. Nice. Yeah, probably expecting a Protect there from Cinderace. So, obviously this isn't ideal, but what this means is we can actually just bring in Vanilluxe now, and then Aurora Veil, and just start attacking. Given that there wasn't a Life Orb there on Excadrill, I'm inclined to think that it's probably Focus Sashed, which would explain that play more. Okay. So we get a free switch it into Vanilluxe now. So I'm glad I got to bring out both of the Pokemon. Just turn 1 could have gone significantly better for us, but I don't know. I really wanted to, was really expecting the Excadrill just to protect there, to be honest. Okay, so we've got the Sash on Vanilluxe. Tyranitar's probably going to want to switch out here. My opponent's got in a defense boost. Leaning towards Aurora Veil. Because if there's any time to set it up, it is now. And just max flaring Excadrill. I guess Excadrill could protect here. Tyranitar swaps out, back out into Goth, and then you switch Gothitelle back out into Tyranitar again. The more I think about it, the more I think Excadrill almost always protects here. But, I mean, what's my counterplay there? I'm not sure there really is great counterplay. Yeah, like, turn 1 was just so big in this game. Excadrill swaps out. That's interesting. Gyarados, maybe? Yeah. That's cool. This does mean we get free Blizzard next turn. Unless Tyranitar's faster than Vanilluxe, which I don't think it should be. Alright, he's just gonna protect. Oh, actually, I reset the weather, but that's actually fine. We don't need a Blizzard. In fact, we can actually just Freeze Dry. Oh, but I'm trolling! I can't Aurora Veil because I changed the weather. Alright, that's how you know I'm new with this team. That was embarrassing. You guys were probably shaking your head when I went for the Aurora Veil play. Yeah, I forgot about that I would change the weather. So don't do that if you're using this team. Learn from my mistakes. But we can actually just Freeze Dry and Max Knuckle now. Now I can see Tyranitar swapping out into Gothitelle. But if it does, it gives us... We do get an attack boost onto the Cinderace, so it's not the worst case. That was embarrassing. Well, I guess... I would still Max Flare, though, there, I think, in that position. We do threaten both Pokemon with a one-hit KO there. I think Tyranitar has to switch out here, but I guess if you switch out, you go back into Gothitelle. Unless my opponent isn't expecting a fighting-type attack, but I guess the question is, how, you know, how well-versed are they against Cinderace? And they're not. We get the Max Knuckle off. Whoa, that's so bulky. That wasn't even... That did so much less than I expected. Is there a weakness policy? Probably, right? Yeah. Thought we'd do a little bit more damage there. Sheesh. Yeah. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be totally shocked by that. We will get Freeze Dry off here, though, which will knock out the Gyarados, I think. Nice. But it's probably just a Rock Slide coming out here. Yeah. Cinderace hangs on with an invisible Focus Sash, though. That's hype. Okay. Oh, this is going to be a really close game. The problem is dealing with the Gothitelle in the back. I don't have great offense against that. But my opponent does bring in Excadrill. I can't believe we hung on with 1 HP. That's nuts. I want to reset the weather. Okay, let's see. Vanilluxe is faster. I don't remember Vanilluxe's base speed, so I'm just gonna double check that. Let's see. His Vanilluxe is max speed. I just don't know if that means we're faster than the Excadrill. No, we're 79. That's pretty slow. So Excadrill should be faster than us here. Yeah, I guess I'll switch out into Conkeldurr. Pyro Ball, Excadrill. Maybe I should just have targeted Tyranitar down and switched in Conkeldurr. I think that might have been a better play, actually. Tyranitar swaps out, though. Okay, it's kind of what we want. Does Excadrill protect? Yeah, it does. Okay. Yeah, I really messed up that turn with Freeze Dry, but it's not like Vanilluxe would have been able to get that much better of an option otherwise. But turn 1 also, like I said, I messed up. So you could withdraw Gothitelle now, back out into Tyranitar. Might also have Fake Out here on Gothitelle. Drain Punching the Excadrill slot is definitely safe, though. I can't switch out here with Cinderace. If you switch into Tyranitar, I'm getting KO'd anyway, so I think my best bet is just to attack here. Question is Pyro Ball or High Jump Kick. I really want to predict Gothitelle swapping out here, but I also need damage against Gothitelle, so I guess I'll Pyro Ball it. Let's see if they switch out. Excadrill switches out. Okay. This actually gives us a really big fighting chance now, I think. With the wide lens, well, I hope we don't miss here. I think it's a 1% chance of missing. Okay, nice. Power Ball connects. This means we win. Oh my, that's such good damage. No Citrus Berry on Gothitelle. We're also faster than Gothitelle, which is important to note. But now we win the Weather War. What? Oh, that was a very unexpected play. I don't know. I don't feel like that was my opponent's most optimal play, to be honest. Okay, we get Vanilluxe back in. I think Conkeldurr should be able to pull this off. I mean... I wonder, it comes down to what moves you have on the Excadrill. Do you have Rock Slide? I want to protect here with Vanilluxe. It gives me the opportunity to break the Focus Sash on Excadrill. I don't think a Drain Punch is knocking out Gothitelle anyway. So I'm just going to Drain Punch and protect here, I think. Like, I could see Excadrill being sashed and then Gothitelle heal pulsing it, but that would be fine. Other cases, if Excadrill protects and Gothitelle Psychics us. But with the Salt Vest, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm just worried about getting flinch from Iron Head and Rock Slide right now. This game did not play out the way I expected to. No protect from Excadrill, looks like, okay. It's just Rock Slide, yeah. If we don't get flinched here, I think we win. Oh, we avoided too. Nice. It's got to be sashed, right? Okay, that explains the turn 1 play a little bit more. I'm sure it's Heal Pulse going out into Excadrill, but at this point I think that's fine. We've gotten the damage we've needed onto it. Guard Swap? What? Okay. We got a lot of tricks out from this Gothitelle. It just like really didn't do what I feel like it needed to. I don't know, this was kind of a weird game. I feel like my opponent probably should have... I mean, it's not like we were in a position to lose for sure, but there were some kind of odd plays here in the back. But alright, Vanilluxe and Cinderace clutch it out, even though I made that mistake of Aurora Veiling. We take those. Yeah, so if you're playing with this team, just be very careful not to reset your own weather, basically, because I totally forgot about that. But yeah, that explains the turn 1 more. I think, given that the Excadrill had the sash, it is less risky to just make that play. Although... yeah, if I just Tailwind and Max Flare into Excadrill, you bring in the Tyranitar, I win the Weather War, I get a free switch in into Vanilluxe, I can Aurora Veil, we probably just win the game from there. So, yeah, despite us not calling turn 1 correctly, we still end up with a win. But that was a really interesting Gothitelle set. Yeah, Guard Swap, Heal Pulse, those are the only 2 attacks we saw. It didn't Fake Out, so I'm not sure it even had that. Maybe a Psychic. Wow, 3rd game of the day, and yet another, there's more weather again. We run into Ninetales, Tyranitar, and now Torkoal. Man, people really just don't want me to bring this Vanilluxe. My opponent locks in instantly, too. Okay, I think we definitely go Whimsicott here, because we need our Tailwind support, plus we have Safeguard for Butterfree. What I'm worried about is the Sableye, just doing Sableye things. Whimsicott. My opponent's like pseudo Trick Room, you know? I want to bring Conkeldurr, I think. Vanilluxe is not that great here, unfortunately, I think. I think I need Jellicent. I'm just double checking the set here. Nah, it's not really a great bring, but it's better than nothing. I'm worried about Butterfree and Mimikyu, and then you just try to like put things to sleep turn 1. What about Scarf Butterfree? Whimsicott, Cinderace, Conkeldurr, Jellicent. Duraludon's so good offensively against all of my opponent's Pokemon, though. I know Tutpup mentioned that one way you can beat the Mimikyu is go Vanilluxe and Duraludon, and maybe I should have done that, actually, because the more I think about it, the more I think my opponent probably leads the Mimikyu here. So I definitely didn't choose the right Pokemon going into this. But I was just worried about the Butterfree, and I really wanted to set up a safeguard, because Sleep Spam is so annoying. Alright, Sableye Charizard. Okay. I think that's actually probably ideal for us here. Because we can protect Whimsicott turn 1. Dynamax our Cinderace. And Flare into the Sableye. I don't think Charizard's KOing us. Even with the Quash coming out from Sableye. So, yeah, maybe Protect ends up helping out a lot again. I can't believe that I can't believe I tried to set up a Roarville after I set up the Sun. Cinderace is cool though, man. I mean, it's able to outspeed so much of the metagame. And once you pair it with Tailwind support, like, it's impossible to outspeed, basically. Alright, so, yeah, no surprise to see the Charizard Dynamax here. Fun games for sure. That first one was obviously kind of a sweep. That last one was... Alright, it's G-Max. Every time I see G-Max, I'm like, is it solar powered? That's technically not allowed in VGC 20, but they accidentally forgot to ban it online, so... Could be solar powered G-Max Charizard. Quash or Fake Out? I mean, it could be Fake Out, Quash, or a Sunny Day right now, or maybe even a 4th attack when I'm not expecting. Okay, that's fine, I think. But that means I expect that to be solar powered Charizard. We are faster, though, with Cinderace, obviously, which is one of the reasons why Cinderace is kind of neat. So we'll get the clean knockout there. So I protected her because I was worried about Fake Out from Sableye or Quash. It is G-Max Wildfire. Does this KO, honestly, through Protect? That's gross. Alright, we'll see if it's Life Orb Solar Power. There's the Life Orb. Yeah, so... I guess when I see Charizard, I should just expect that, which is frustrating, because that's not allowed in VGC, but what can you do? This is really scary, actually. I don't have Protect on either of these two Pokemon. I guess I could have just Tailwinded. I'm leaning towards Jellicent. I mean, it forces you to max Overgrowth. Tilting to go up against like that's not technically supposed to be allowed on the ladder. So I do hope they fix that sooner than later. Mimikyu's not a great Pokemon to go up against here either. They're not going to set up Trick Room though, that's for sure. We're in a really weird spot here. I mean, my goal is to just stall out the Dynamax though, right? I want to Strength Sap. The thing is, I'm not going to win against this Mimikyu with Conkeldurr in the back, so I kind of need to knock out the Mimikyu. So I'm going to Strength Sap that to heal back, ideally with Jellicent, and I guess Max Darkness is better here. Yeah. It's probably a double up in a Jellicent. That's smart. With Max Overgrowth. Yeah. So if it, yeah, I mean, if we're up against just normal... I guess normal G-Max Zard would have still messed me up anyway. You can go for the same attacks. You just don't get the extra effect of Flare. But yeah, this is where not having Protect on the Pokemon in the back hurts me. So maybe I should have brought Vanilluxe because Charizard was always going to use a Sun-based combo, you know. That's probably going to destroy me. Yeah. Okay, well. I think Life Orb Flare knocks out Conkeldurr, right? I mean, it is Assault Vest. But I would think so. At least now what we can do is Flare to knock out Mimikyu, but it's also got Shadow Sneak, which means it can just sneak the Conkeldurr. Really wish we had Protect here, but I guess if we Protect wouldn't really save us anyway, because even after Charizard's probably KOing us. So the downside here is that the Cinderace, I mean, I think 2 Flares probably knocks out the Charizard, but yeah, we'll just Rock Slide here and Max Flare. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you're going up against Charizard in online, like you can expect. Okay, maybe he switches out. What's coming in? Torkoal. I mean, it comes down if we survive on Assault Vest Conkeldurr. I don't think we do against Solar Power Life Orb Charizard, unfortunately. If we do, though, I think we win the game. So it comes down to that. But I think Airstream KOs. Well, Airstream is the weaker option. Wow, that still KOs. That's so powerful. Yeah, wow. I mean, I'm not surprised that KO'd, but what could I have even done better this game? It's not even like it was the G-Max Charizard that messed me up. Like, normal Charizard in that same position would have messed me up. I think honestly, the mistake was not bringing Vanilluxe, but the thing is, Vanilluxe is hard to bring in when your opponent has Charizard and Torkoal, but maybe I should still bring it solely to get rid of the weather. Because, like I said, it's not like G-Max Charizard really changed anything here for my opponent. I'd still lose anyway. I guess I could have aggressively targeted Charizard more. Maybe, like, double Pyro Ball that slot. Wow, that is so strong. Yeah, I kind of got just demolished by Charizard this game. Duraludon's definitely not the answer against Charizard. I think I just needed to target Charizard, like... I mean, I was concerned about the Mimikyu, but the thing is, like, Charizard just beats everything, so maybe I should have just double Pyro Balled into that slot, or double Z-moved, sorry, not Z-moved, Dynamax attack into that slot. Pokemon choice-wise, I don't know. I mean, my opponent had the Trick Room option, which was really scary. Like I said, I could have Tailwind in turn 1, but that wouldn't have changed anything. I mean, what I could have done also turn 1 was just Moonblast Sableye and Dynamax attack the Charizard. That actually pretty much would have won us the game, but I was really expecting like a fake out from the Sableye, and I wanted to have speed control in the following turns. But in retrospect, that actually doesn't make very much sense because I brought Conkeldurr and Jolison in the back, and it's not like Tailwind really supports those Pokemon anyway. So I think I needed to think of a more overall cohesive game plan in this match, and that was my problem. I didn't really come up with one. Mainly because I had slower Pokemon in the back. Like, if I had Duraludon in the back, then it makes more sense to go for that Protector one. But yeah, just getting blown back by Solar Power Life Orb Charizard. So I think Vanilluxe could maybe come out in this game, but I think ultimately I had okay Pokemon. I just needed to play better. Like, I think like just targeting down Charizard probably with the Cinderace was, I think, probably a smarter move. If I wanted to bring Duraludon, I mean, I needed to set up... Like, Duraludon was a risky bring in this match because my opponent could have easily gone the Trick Room route as well, and that would have absolutely destroyed me. I think you could probably make an argument for Vanilluxe over maybe the Jellicent. Yeah, so in the end, it's not like my opponent having G-Max Charizard changed anything there. If it was just normal Charizard with Solar Power, we still would have... It would have been the same damage output against everything, basically. So, yeah. Solar Power is really strong. Don't sleep on Charizard, especially with Manual Sun coming out from something like Sableye. I just got my butt kicked in that one, and I think if I were to play that, I mean, in a best of one, it's tough. I think like turn 1, maybe I just like don't worry about Fake Out as much, and I just go for Moonblast and realize that I don't have a great matchup against Charizard. Like, I didn't really bring Pokemon that gave me great options against Charizard. If I wanted to beat it, I probably needed to set up Trick Room and then beat it with Conkeldurr, but then I don't know. That's going to be tough because my opponent is Torkoal. So, just kind of an awkward matchup, and my opponent played it really well. Plus, yeah, Charizard literally one-shot 3 things, so we got crushed by it. But, yep. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode, guys. Some really fun games for sure. I really enjoy using this team, so hopefully we'll still stay in the top 100 after that. I think we should, and we'll see. how high we can climb up in the next few days. But once again, don't forget to check out Tutpup, the creator of this team. He has a Twitter, he has a Twitch. Feel free to try out this team yourself. And as always, if you guys enjoyed, please share support by leaving a like. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks again for 97k subs, guys. We're almost at 100, and I'm super stoked about that. And it's just been a blast making these videos, as always. So thank you guys for watching. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Peace.